Yo, what's going on, everybody? CollisionWorks here with another Madden guide for you all. Now, boys, I know in the last video, thank you all so much for watching. I said I would break down man coverage out of bunch tight ends, so that's what I'm going to do today. Now, I have a few simple setups, but some more advanced tips in here, so please stick around, and hopefully you'll learn something good out of this. Just so you know, the abilities I run are, I have one short out elite, I think 3 short ends, and then my tight end has like route tech. So actually one of my receivers is route tech, so I have 2 route techs. So anyway, just keep that in mind. Just know that's what I'm running on my offense. So basically, the first little rule of thumb that I wanted to show you about beating man is actual depths of how routes run. As you guys see here, I'm gonna put Davante Adams on the left side of the screen here on a corner, and then I'm gonna put my tight end on a corner. As you see, these guys have different breaks on their routes. So I'll even motion Davante Adams over here just so you can get a better angle. Boom, look at that. You see how he cuts just a little more differently? It's just a different degree of angle in which they cut. Tight end post and corner routes are the best at beating man. Now, Zan made a video on this a while back. I recommend checking it out if you're interested. He calls these true man beating routes. It's a pretty good name for it because they will beat defensive abilities that what am I saying here? They will beat defensive players that have man coverage abilities on them, like shade abilities or one step closer. This tight end corner route will beat all of them. I'll even give you an example real quick. I'll put in my backup tight end and show you against one step closer, as I didn't even put in my backup tight end. I simply just picked the play. But I'll put in Jason Witten here. He's got 88 speed. I don't know why the game says he's a 99. But I guess he is today. So anyway, I'm gonna put one step closer on him, and as you guys see, sorry, Patrick Peterson has one step closer. So even though we're using a tight end with no route running abilities, he's gonna smoke this defender with this route. And as you see here, the defender lights up, but it doesn't. Okay, well, he just got fucking bagged. Hold on, I did something. You guys need to give me a minute. Hold on, give me a minute. Okay, that was a fluke, and I stand by my statement. So I'm going to put Patrick Peterson over here on him. Let me go and get these guys out of the way. Well, something like that. That's good. Okay, now. Jason Witten, corner route against one step ahead with no abilities. This man will get open if you throw the ball correctly. Now, obviously, short end of that will help. But the point I'm trying to make is these routes run so much better against man coverage than these other receiver corner routes. Now, some formations you can get tight end corners and post at your receivers, but that's not the case here in bunch tight end. Now, I'm not saying that the corner route that Davante Adams is on can't beat man, but you're gonna want to run route abilities on these players to ensure separation. They're still not guaranteed if the defender is running a shade or one step closer on these receivers. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put my actual tight end in the game, or I'll do Sandcastle here with one step ahead, or I'm sorry, route tech on him, and show you guys what I mean against one step ahead. As you see, I only have one step ahead on one player. I've said one step ahead a lot, I'm sorry. And then I'll show you what this looks like here. Now, here is route tech against one step ahead on a tight end corner. As you guys see, this just gets absolutely burnt. Now, these little few rare routes do so good against man. I just wanted to open the video up with that by recognizing what corners and what posts you're actually running to ensure that you are getting separation. Because some plays that come in stock, they're just dog shit corner routes or post routes. And I just want you guys to be ahead in that knowledge department to know if you're really running the correct route to get separation against abilities or just man alone. So keep that in mind. I think that's a great way to open up the video. Hopefully you guys learned something by that. Again, check out Zan's video because he did a more in-depth thing. But this has been around for a bit, and I just wanted to make sure you guys know about that. Now, number 2 is the tight end trail route. Now, I did a brief breakdown of this in the last video of Mabel, but guys, this route is literally so disgusting against man. How you're going to want to throw this is, as soon as you see the flash, typically, is when I throw it. I'll give you an example here. It's about a half second after you hike it. So I'm going to snap it, flash, boom, I'm throwing it. And he's going to get open every single time. Now, watch out for hit sticks, obviously. But this route will always dominate man coverage, and I don't care who's on him. I'll show Pat Pete here in a second. But right here, flash, boom, throw it. Now, if they were to shade underneath, sometimes it covers it, sometimes it doesn't. This is a really good route to beat man. I'll put one step closer on him this time, so you guys can see that. Let me get Sandcastle off of the tight end. I don't want to double man him. That's not fair. So this is one step closer on the trail route. As you guys see, he just gets burned every single time. The trail route is so disgusting, but if they are shading down to try and combat it, or shading inside, you can do a corner route like I showed you. Oh, did not mean to snap that. But you can run a corner route then, like I was showing in the first setup. You can run a corner route. If they're shading underneath, you can do a streak if they don't have safety help. But typically, corner route's kind of going to be your safe bet there, because if they have coverage shaded underneath, like this, or did I do this right? Sorry, my other controller's messed up at the moment, so that's why it's a little weird to adjust on defense. But in this play, they're shading underneath, which right here, it's going to get us good separation on the outside, but we're going to get good separation either way. But just keep that in mind if they are shading down. Our next thing is going to be just basically highlighting and showing you guys how short out works. Now, I did a video of this earlier in the year, but since we're doing a man coverage breakdown, I should probably show it to you again, just so you guys don't have to scroll back and look at all those old garbage ass videos. I actually don't think they're garbage. I think they're good videos, but that's not what you're here for. You're here for this video. So anyway, nonetheless, short out elite is supposed to only work outside the numbers, but it actually works everywhere this year. Now, this was discovered back in December. I can't remember who found out about it, but it really took over the game pretty much overnight. I think the guys at the time who had it were Arc Monk and like a Debo Samuel who was coming out. That's beside the point. But anyway, this route will flash anywhere on the field at any point in a route break, or about 5 steps after the ball has been snapped. So just for an absolutely exaggerated version of this, I'm going to go ahead and blitz these safeties and just show you against a zero blitz. Now, if I put CD here on a streak, watch the jamming defender play against him, and you see we flash there, and we can just simply lob this over and always get huge yards. Now, this will work on slants, this will work on corners, this will work on streaks, it will work on deep post. It will do every single route you need as long as the defender is pressing. If the defender is in man coverage and he is not pressing, he's in off man coverage, this route ability will do nothing for you. It will not flash, it will not get separation. It's a dead ability. But if you are going to get someone who is playing press, you will absolutely dominate this man and force him to change his coverage style. Again, like I said, you can run a corner route with this if you wanted. So I'll just do something like this just to get these guys like out of the play, just so you can see the corner route go. And this is even one of the bad corner routes I was telling you about. Quote unquote bad. Probably shouldn't have even said that, but this is against a corner route, against the jams. You see we flash, and we actually flash twice there, and we just get huge separation. And the first flash is that short out elite working and getting right past man press. It's a great way to beat man press. And like I said, I always keep at least one short out on my lineup, just in case I go against somebody and I can try and hide him in there every once in a while to try and get a good play down the field. Now, you can use this kind of anywhere. Going into, I'll just talk about setup number 4, I'm sorry, with C routes. C routes are still extremely good. The only thing that I would recommend is running them to the left side of the field, because for some reason this year, C routes just don't really work too good on the right side of the field. They just don't run as good and get the separation we need. Now, typically in other formations, you're going to want to run this on the wide side of the field, but I like to run mesh on the left side of the field, and on the short side of the field. So I'll show that setup in a minute. It still does work, but in most scenarios, you're going to have your C route on the far side of the field. And if they are pressing you, short out will work again. But if they are playing off, all you need is like route tech. Or if for some reason your formation gets this and you're still inside the numbers, short end should work pretty good. So this is with short out and short end. As you guys see, we just get great separation there, and we're able to catch that. Now, this is on the wide side of the field. I'll show it to you again. And I'll actually show it to you against like him jamming. Let me go ahead and press this. There we go. Let's try and get him to jam. Oh, he's not jamming. That's lame. But if he were to jam, your short out ability will still work. I don't know if that's just a practice mode bug while he's not pressing me. But just know that that still does work. I can actually make him do it on demand if I play this here on the short side. I wanted to show this to you either way, just because this play still does work on the short side of the field. If you do something like this, you see here, short out elite will flash, boom, right there. And then you can kind of throw it right upward. I typically like to throw it a little more up when you're on the short side of the field. I think it works a little better. But if they do have a deep route knockout, just make sure you kind of counter that with a deep out elite. And if you're going to do this setup here with the corner route, just, don't forget you can still use your tight end on a trail, and you can still, put your running back on something. So, I mean, if you really wanted to get funky, maybe you could do something just like this. You can bring him back after the C route, and then put this guy on something like this if you wanted, maybe. I don't know. That might be saucy, might not be, might just be dumb. But I don't know. Just food for thought. Did you guys see? There you go. Kind of a dog shit play, but I'm just kind of playing with y'all now. But anyway, boys, that is it for the video. I have one more setup for you, just to laugh at home with. I talked about this a little bit in the last video, but if you use long range Deadeye, this is a great way to really torch man coverage down the field. I'll show you PA boot over for this. I have long range Deadeye on my quarterback, and long range Deadeye gives you perfect accuracy on all deep balls. Now, a lot of us understand that that's in the pocket, but it actually works if you're rolling out and throwing outside of the pocket, even while you're on the run. Now, if you want to get it to work, what you need to do is right before you actually throw the ball, just release right trigger and then throw it, typically with a freeform. Now, I know it sounds like I'm telling you to stand still and throw it. That's not the case. If you actually just still run and let go of your right trigger and then throw it, this will give you perfect pass accuracy because the game understands it as you're standing still, even though you're not. Now, just to give you an example here, this is against cover one here. Simply like this, as you see, I'm rolling out, and then right here, I'm letting go of trigger, and I'm free-forming towards the sideline, and I get on the run Deadeye. As you see, I don't have dashing Deadeye, I don't have anything like that. This is just long-range Deadeye. And long-range, I think, probably works around 30-yard plus passes, maybe 25, but I think it's around 30. That's where I feel safe with it. So I'll show it to you, and I know this is kind of like exaggerated, but if they were in a zero blitz scenario, something like this, or they didn't have zones up top, as you see, the crosser did get open, but I want to show you guys how deep we can get this as well. So if I came all the way down here as a crazy play, and you can still throw this all the way deep up top and get that on the run Deadeye. Now this is with long range Deadeye. It's the little cannon icon ability. Again, I know that defense isn't really realistic, but I just want to show you guys how good this ability really works. So if you do see the scenario that you can get over the top, it's there for you, you know. So again, you're gonna get perfect pass accuracy as long as you release right trigger and free form. I wouldn't high form these. I'd simply just throw them towards the sideline with left trigger being held as soon as you let go of right trigger, and you'll get a perfect pass lead. So with these crossers, sometimes crossers this year really look a little more open than they actually are, so you might just want to possession these even though you look like you do have a step on them, because knockouts will catch up very, very good this year. So typically on these crossers, I do possession catches. You guys see like right there, and I try to get one of those sliding animations. Those are really the best. They're just the safest. So anyway, boys, I hope that this helps you kind of destroy and kind of dominate man coverage a little better. I feel like I really undermined how to beat man coverage, or how good GunBunchTE beats man coverage in the last video, and I just didn't want the disrespect to stay on this formation, because it really is a good formation, especially here at the latter end of the game. And I think it's going to be a good one next season, so just keep this in mind and keep these setups in mind. I didn't really show you any type of play to really beat man, but I know that I practice these concepts with all of my plays, and I have no problem against man. So gentlemen, I hope this helps. If it did, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. It helps out the channel a lot more than you'd think, and I really do appreciate it. It gets me excited to make videos, and I always appreciate hearing what you guys have to say. If you guys have any questions, please submit them in the comments. I'm still on the game, still learning time to time, so I'd love to break down something for you and show you guys what's going on, try and help out and make your formation a little better. So gentlemen, again, thank you. Take it easy. Love you. Peace.